Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are diving into a super interesting topic. We are looking at the exact production title G9, General English 9, U05 L06, analyze how events and information are presented in different mediums, and create an online professional profile. Basically, we're going to explore exactly how artists, authors, and yes, even you, present information to the world. Let's jump right in. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. Objectives and key terms. 2. Analyzing different mediums. 3. Media analysis in action. 4. Building a professional profile. 5. Checking your understanding. And finally, 6. Lesson recap. Section 1. Objectives and key terms. Our big objective today is to analyze various accounts of a subject told in different mediums. But, what does that actually mean for us? Well, it means we're learning how to be detectives. We're going to learn how to figure out which specific details get emphasized in each unique account. Think about it. When you read a story versus when you look at a painting of that exact same event, what really stands out? How does the creator guide your focus? That's the analytical muscle we're building today. To do this like a pro, we've got to master a few key terms, starting with representation. Representation is simply presenting a subject in some form. Now, this can be totally literal, like showing things exactly as they are in the real world, or it can be figurative. A figurative representation might use a symbol to depict something else entirely. It's kind of like this specific lens the creator chooses for you to view their subject through. Next up is the word medium. A medium is basically a channel of communication used to send a message. When we're talking about artistic media, we mean traditional channels, right? Like a painting, a sculpture, photography, or literature. But a medium also covers the massive, broad-scale platforms we use to communicate today, things like digital networks, television, or newspapers. Essentially, the medium is the vehicle that actually delivers the representation. And our final key term for this section is treatment. So if the medium is the vehicle, the treatment is how it's being driven. Treatment is the specific way a medium represents a subject. Different treatments intentionally emphasize or put stress on different aspects of that subject. It's all about the how. How did the artist or author choose to portray this? What exactly did they want you to feel or notice the most? Section 2, analyzing different mediums. When you're comparing two works of art or literature that cover the exact same subject, you really need a core analysis model. First off, look at the characters. Do they seem to be experiencing the same emotions in both mediums? Next, think about the tone. Does the painting and the text give off the same overall mood? And this is absolutely crucial. Look closely for omissions and inclusions. What specific elements did the artist deliberately leave out of one version, but make sure to include in the other? Asking yourself why they made those specific choices, that is the very heart of media analysis. Let's move to Section 3, Media Analysis in Action, and see how this builds. To truly understand an artist's treatment of a subject, you've got to do a little background research. Here are the guiding questions from our source material that'll act as your framework. First, ask yourself which work was created first. Timing totally changes perspective. Second, what's the relationship between the creators? Did they know each other? Were they rivals? And third, is one work based on the other, or do they depict a theme completely independent of each other? Answering these questions is going to help you figure out the creator's true purpose. And this brilliantly illustrates our most critical takeaway. Emphasizing something in one medium might draw our attention to details and ideas that just don't stand out in another. For example, an artist might create a painting based on a book, but by choosing a visual medium, they give you, the viewer, a completely different perspective on the story or its characters. They can literally shift your entire focus just by changing the medium. All right, time for a pivot. Section 4, building a professional profile. We are making a major shift here. Up until now, we've been analyzing historical subjects or fictional characters. But now, you are the subject, and your online professional profile is the medium. For high school students, right now is the absolute perfect time to invest in an online profile, and the platform we're focusing on is LinkedIn. This digital medium is your space to showcase who you are, highlight your accomplishments, and start building those professional relationships that are going to be an invaluable asset for your future. You are the creator here. You get to decide which details of your academic and professional life are emphasized. So let's bring some structure to this process. Here is your exact game plan to complete this profile assignment. Step 1, head over to linkedin.com. Step 2, follow the sign-up instructions and definitely use your resume to help you fill things out. Step 3, You absolutely must fill in specific sections: your photo, headline, summary, education, and skills. And finally, step 4. Submit the link of your completed page to your teacher. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down the grading rubric so you know exactly how to succeed and maximize your points. Let's walk through it. You get 5 points for a professional-looking headshot, another 5 points for creating a unique and accurate headline. For your summary, you get 5 points for writing a concise paragraph, and hey, take note here, you should use your cover letter for inspiration on that one. You also get 5 points for filling out the education section with your high school info, and finally, 5 points for adding at least 5 skills to your profile. It's a super straightforward checklist for success. Section 5. Checking your understanding. Let's pause for a quick misconception check. I really want you to think critically about this one. If an artist omits a key detail from a story in their painting, like something that was super prominent in the original written text, is it just a mistake? Did they just forget? Think back to what we just covered about representation and treatment. The answer is an emphatic no. It is almost never just a mistake. An artist deliberately omits or includes details to emphasize different aspects of the subject. They are making highly intentional choices to serve their specific purpose and to guide your perspective. Remember, treatment is a deliberate choice, not an accident. Okay, let's do one more quick formative check, this time on the professional profile part of our explainer. Based on the grading rubric we just walked through together, what specific document must you use for inspiration to get your full 5 points on the LinkedIn summary section? If you said your cover letter, you absolutely nailed it. The rubric specifically requires you to write a concise paragraph using your cover letter for inspiration. That just goes to show how paying attention to the specific details of a rubric really pays off. Great job. Section 6, Lesson Recap. So the crucial point is this. Whether you're looking at a classical painting, reading a historical text, or building a digital network, presentation matters. Today we learned how to analyze how different mediums represent a subject. We learned to evaluate that treatment by looking at tone, emotions, omissions, and inclusions. And then we applied those exact same presentation skills practically by learning how to create a structured professional LinkedIn profile following a strict rubric. I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Now that you know exactly how artists manipulate a medium to emphasize their best details, how will you intentionally choose to present yourself to the world? Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.